Okay. But yeah, I just didn't like Enter the Gungeon because it just wasn't it wasn't the kind of thing that I could get into without being incredibly angry about it all the time. That's why I don't generally play top-down isometric shooters, period, because generally they go for like being these like ridiculously hard things where it's hard to hit the skill cap required to actually beat the game. Oh, wrenching rip. That's wrenching whip. That's a new one. Well, I guess we'll take a gamble on that one. Originally I was actually worried that this game was going to go the way of the Gungeon and make it so like half the bosses could two-shot you. I'm actually really glad that they've nerfed it down a little bit, and to be fair, I have gotten substantially better too in the process, but they've definitely made it so that the Watcher and the incomplete ones aren't like ridiculously overpowered. Let's see. So, let's see. They did patch Gungeon to make ammo even more easily found. Yeah, I played that patch. It really did not change it in the way I wanted it to. Honestly, with games like Gungeon, I would absolutely take like a global nerf on every single weapon and make them have unlimited ammo across the board and just balance that way. Honestly, I find limited ammo in games to be kind of frustrating unless it's like something special, like a limited use grenade and whatever. But yeah, it's why I generally just like games that require like perfect timing and so on and so forth, because sometimes that perfect timing is so like punishingly brutal that like unless that's exactly why you love those games, not worth it. But yeah, I was asked about Supergiant and Pyre. I'm not sure about Pyre. I'm hoping it's good. I really dislike Transistor. Transistor had quite possibly one of the best soundtracks ever. I still listen to it. But I absolutely did not like the game. I thought it was kind of boring. The gameplay had kind of this interesting idea, but never quite capitalized on it well enough to be worth it. How would I feel if Gungeon ammo regenerated over time? That would be wonderful. Like, if you were forced to switch between different guns, because you temporarily ran out, I would absolutely be down with that. That would be really cool. Because then I wouldn't be forced to... Like, one of my biggest problems with Gungeon is just, like, I have to use crap guns just so I'm not out of ammo when it finally comes time to fight the boss. And that's not fun. I want to try it and mess around with the guns and not feel like I have to conserve everything. And yeah, it'll never happen unless they like specifically put out like a separate mode for it. It's actually why I really respect the it's why I really respect the developers of Darkest Dungeon. Oh shit, I should record some Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, okay. I might actually start a Darkest Dungeon series tonight, now that I'm thinking about it. Because Crimson Court came out, and I've been meaning to go back to that one. But Darkest Dungeon added Radiant mode. And a lot of people thought that was a terrible idea. Because, you know, who wants to go back to... Who wants to play this ultra-hard game on Easy Baby mode? But really, from what I can tell, Radiant mode isn't easier, it's just faster, and it doesn't, like, screw you as hard. And that's exactly what I want. I'm a grown man with like limited amounts of time, and I really don't want to spend like forever grinding here. I was trying to play what was it? Well, Mid-Boss and Dungeon of Dreadmore lately. And they're both absolutely wonderful games. But, like, good God, the, like, base difficulty and speed is just brutal. And I don't want to be subjected to that because I got other things to do. Like, sure, if I've got, like, a crazy incentive to, like, get into something. Like with Darkest Dungeon. Or not Darkest Dungeon, this game specifically. I had a very specific incentive to to get really good at it, because I knew the, I knew that, you know, people really liked watching me play this game, and so I was just like, okay, fine. I'm gonna bitch about it, but I'm gonna keep working on it and, like, keep trying, because people really enjoy it. But generally, if the game is just so hard that you can't progress, I just move on. Bye? You guys saw that, right? If you didn't, I'm sorry. That was hilarious looking. Just one of the fat axe guys just, like, went boop and fell down for some mysterious reason. Let's see, people are elitist. The harder and the more brutal the game is, the better. In certain cases, that's actually okay. Like, I actually really like Dark Souls and how, I like Dark Souls and how brutal it is. But the thing is, it has to be brutal balanced. Would Flint Hook be in the same vein as Gungeon? Absolutely yes. Flint Hook is this wonderful idea, well crafted, well made, but the time and effort that it would take to actually be in a place where I could beat the game and have fun with it, generally not worth it. Easy counterpoint here actually would be Rain World. Sort of. I don't know how many of you guys saw my Rain World playthrough. Hopefully a number of you guys, especially if you like really hard things. But Rain World was brutal. And ultimately, it needed some fixing. It needed tighter movement controls. But ultimately, I was fine with the difficulty. The only problem with it was the karma system was bullshit. Let's see. Guns had a variable rate at which they regenerated ammo to keep some level of interest with those guns. Oh yeah, if you have like a really OP gun that like wrecks things way harder than like the t-shirt cannon, if it had a sliding scale of ammo system, Gungeon would be amazing. A sliding scale ammo regeneration system, that would be awesome, because then, yeah, guns like t-shirt cannon you could presumably use forever. But conversely, okay, I should remember I gotta boost up my skill by 1 here. Conversely, what's a good example? The Fight Saber? The Fight Saber was awesome. Ignores shields, wrenches victims towards you. I'm gonna give it a go. I don't know if it's any good, but I'm gonna give it a go. We're not even using the... Ooh, like how fast that is. Because yeah, if certain guns had unlimited ammo in Gungeon, it would be OP. And that's why I at some point, maybe even at the end of this series or when I have some free time, I might actually just download an unlimited ammo for Gungeon and just dick around with it and just be like, what would Gungeon be like if I could just kind of have a fun, relaxy time with it. But yeah, no, if a gun had like a slow ammo regeneration system, or even conversely, this could even work better, kind of like ammo drops. If every kill gave you X amount of bullets back for every weapon that you have, with the exception of the weapon that you had in hand. Ow, why did I do that? Oh, geez, these hurt. Like, that could actually work out really well, too. Because that way you couldn't just, like, walk away for a while. And be like, oh, I'm back up to... Ow! Gotta heal already. That's not a good sign. I mean, mostly my fault. Okay, I'm already regretting this whip. It's not good. Is this a Castlevania whip? Sorta. Why did I only kill half those birds? I have no idea. That's really odd. I don't know. But yeah, this whip is... I should not have picked up this whip. I should have waited on it. Oh well. And this is mostly to get rid of bad skills. I can deal with crap weapons, because then I just run a skill build. But crap skills hurt you forever. kicked me. There we go. Ah, jeez, what I was even saying. I guess Gungeon, but... I don't know. I guess... things should feel like they're possible. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we gotta start... What was the point of... What? Oh, come on! What was the point of this room? I have no idea. That was... What? Okay. That... I'm just offended. But yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I like this game, is it's not balanced perfectly. There's obviously a lot of problems with it, but ultimately, like, it's not impossible. It's why I like Dark Souls so much. It's why I absolutely love Hollow Knight. If you guys haven't seen or heard of Hollow Knight yet, it's on sale for $10, or 15 if you're watching this later. Hollow Knight is quite possibly one of the best balanced games I have ever played, bar none. It's so finely tuned that it puts Dark Souls to shame, which is saying something, because Dark Souls is pretty damn finely tuned. And playing it was an absolute joy across the board. And going from that game to practically anything else has just felt kind of, like, sad. I'd say I have a full playthrough on YouTube now. Yep. With the exception of one bonus challenge area that was broken, that I'm going to go back to within the next week or two, because they're coming out with an expansion soon. But yeah, that game is so finely tuned, like, the movement, the combat, everything feels so well made that, like, I don't think I had a single point where I could complain about anything being unfair, with the exception of one specific platforming section that was pure bull hockey. Do I have the key yet? I don't think I got the key. Did I not go in this door? No, I think I went in this door. Have I played Undertale? I've played Undertale. Undertale also has really good, Undertale also has really, really good, balance. Towards the end, it was maybe a little bit rough. And some of the bonus Kickstarter bosses were, like, actually impossible. But Undertale was made really well. I think part of it is because it wasn't trying to be anything else. And it wasn't trying to be, like, ridiculously hard either. I just absolutely adore the pacifism mode, because there's, like, no other games that even try and do that sort of thing. And so it just felt really good. That was also heartwarming. I'm a sucker for heartwarming anything. Especially when the music is amazing. But yeah, do I mean the White Palace in, the White Palace in Hollow Knight. Yeah, the White Palace was utter garbage. That was 2 hours of hell that, honestly, I appreciate from the fact that I'm done with it. But I could very, very conceivably see people for Hollow Knight never finishing, like, never getting the true ending because they couldn't get past the White Palace. Dishonored has pacifism. Sort of. My problem with Dishonored pacifism, because technically I have actually done Dishonored pacifism, ultimately it just feels kind of empty. Games like Dishonored kind of are built around it. But it could have given you more tools to be peaceful. But yeah, I didn't like it in Dishonored specifically because getting the good ending there was ultimately not that much different from getting the bad ending. The real difference was you had to be sneakier and you didn't have to kill anybody, which sucks because the entire premise of the game was built around not killing anybody. Or the entire premise of the game for Dishonored is generally killing a lot of people in stealthy, sneaky ways and stuff like that. And for Dishonored, they're kind of just like, you know, are you out for revenge or whatever? And I'm totally down with the idea of, like, for Dishonored specifically, like, hey, you've killed a lot of people, so, like, okay, you can kill 15 to 20 people per map, get low chaos, and get the good ending. Yeah, but even then, like, I don't feel like high chaos should be, lower high chaos should be the definition for, like, how you get the good ending in Dishonored. I think it would have been much more compelling if, like, you know, sparing certain people. Or, actually, I really like it in games where, like, I guess let's go back to Undertale. Undertale very clearly had 2 routes that you could do. 3, technically, if you count True Pacifist, but True Pacifist was really just an extension of Full Pacifist. But Undertale was made to be played twice. And that, you know, in doing so, you would get, you know, the full experience, and it felt really good. Dishonored, you really don't want to play it twice. There's not that much variation. And ultimately, it's just the difference between one cutscene, which kind of sucks. Whereas, like, what's a good example where if you, like, I don't know of any games that do this, where, like, by looking deeper into things, by going out of your way for some extra bonus objectives, you do get the difference between the good and the bad ending. Because to me, that's way more compelling. And that's why I liked Undertale. Because, yeah, after the first pacifist ending, which I guess is really just neutral, you get the good ending, and it's just like, hey, hooray, you've done it. But then you can keep going and, like, keep investigating and stuff like that, and then you get the actual good ending and stuff like that. Undertale had to be played thrice. Not really, because you could get the neutral ending, most in the neutral ending by pursuing true pacifist. So it's not like it really made that much of a difference, in my opinion. But, like, with Dishonored, it would have been so much more interesting if the way you get the good ending is by maybe even, like, New Game Plus through it, where you discover the plot again. Okay, this is spoilers for Dishonored, but there's kind of a plot against the main character, too, if you count the original one. But, you know, his allies betray him. Go figure. And, I didn't know those guys spawned down here. Alright, so I've got to put 2 points in skills, after this. I don't think I've ever seen this room design. I don't know. But, like, if by investigating fully, you actually got the ability to find out that they're going to betray you and do stuff like that and whatever. And it would have been so much more compelling if to get the good ending, you had to go out of your way to not fulfill some arbitrary good quota, but to actually, like, go out of your way, maybe work with the outsider or any number of things, but to go out of your way, do extra tasks, and actually get the good ending intentionally. Like, you have to do work to get it. It's part of the reason why I liked Nier Automata so much. Even though Nier Automata was kind of like an on-rails experience, it's just like, here's kind of okay ending. Here's bad ending. Here's another bad ending. Here's the good ending? Though, honestly, I found the like, actual good ending to be maybe a bit disappointing. Oh. I'm so glad I actually invested in HP and stuff like that. But I think it would have been far more compelling in Dishonored. And actually Metro 2033, which I played last week. Metro 2033 was wonderful, but their goddamn karma system, moral point system, was so freaking annoying, because I didn't even find out that I hadn't farmed enough karma points until the very end of the game. If it was like a quota, and it's like, you need to be a better person than you already are, it's like, okay, fine. Let's go out of my way for that. I'm gonna do the thing I was saying I was gonna do and boost up my skill points. There we go. Like, okay, spoilers for Metro 2033, sort of. Metro 2033, at the very end, if you have enough good points, you can spare the quote-unquote boogeyman, and it turns out that they're reasonable, nice people. And you kind of go kumbaya and the world gets better. The bad version is you blow them to hell. Which, honestly, is kind of compelling choice, but ultimately it felt kind of weak because the difference between one and the other is whether or not you kumbaya'd enough prior. Which just, it just feels weak when you do stuff like that. And, like, the only way that sort of thing would work is if you could, like, zip past New Game Plus. Well, not even zip past New Game Plus. Nah, just in no way was that kind of reasonable, because it's just like, oh, by the way, you didn't farm enough good points. You get the bad ending, and it's like, what? No, what? I wanna... Because I don't want to have to play a game a second time around to get the good ending. That's why I just go watch it on YouTube, but it's frustrating for me as a YouTuber, because I don't want to have to watch it on YouTube. I want to be able to go start and finish without looking at a guide and get the good ending. But, like, I don't know. I hate good endings that are just based on a thing. If you're gonna do that, at least just do have some dignity and just do the BioWare thing where it's just like, do you want the good ending? The vaguely good ending or the bad ending? No, I don't even like that. Just make the game have, like, a bad ending and then have you do extra shit for a good ending. Whoa, that was weird. Didn't know you could do that. I do a lot of damage. I wonder if I can two-shot these tentacles. That's an interesting question. I have no idea. Is that enough? That's enough. Nier is beautifully written, though. Both Nier games. I wonder if I can... Right, I can block these tentacles. And it actually stops them. That's cool. I think actually Persona 5, though I have no actual information on this one. I think Persona 5 is supposed to have one of those where, like, the way you get the good, true, whatever ending is just based on, like, answering some questions correctly, which is really easy to just load from. Load back to? I'd have to double check it, but it looks like, yeah, this is one of the other reasons why I wanted to start over. Cursed Sword. There's no reason why I want that in my list. Okay. Oh, hey. We can actually get the random melee weapon and whatnot. I guess let's get infinite cells here for a second. Might as well max these out. Let's see. In my Power of Overwhelming episode, I took the watch out really fast. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that anymore, because, they nerfed how, the Power Overwhelming move works. So you actually can't, you can't do that trick anymore, which sucks. Honestly, maybe the grabber whip, the wrench whip or whatever? Wrenching whip. This might not actually be so bad. I'll max it out. We'll see if we can do a wrenching whip build at some point. Drag people around. Might actually stun lock them. Also, yeah, it ignores shields. I wonder if that includes, like, bubble shields, or if it's just shields. See, I think it's unreasonable to expect getting all the endings of a game in a single run. Ruins the value of the game if you save scum to get rid of half the intended playtime. It depends on the game, though. I have no interest in playing a game twice in, like, an identical manner. I have no interest in playing a game twice in that way, just to get a slightly different ending, or a nicer ending, or a worse ending, or stuff like that. Because there's nothing interesting about the second playthrough. Like, yeah, I guess with Dishonored, if you went for bad ending and then good ending, like, yeah, it's slightly different because, hey, you're doing something different about it, but the game doesn't change that much. It's why I bring up Undertale, because Undertale was a very, very clearly designed experience. And so playing through it the second time around felt good. It felt right. Because it meant for you to play through it twice. And you couldn't just save scum to get the good ending and the bad ending, because they're wildly different experiences start to finish. And that's why I don't like how Dishonored did it, or Metro did it, or like half these games did it, because having some kind of arbitrary goodness point value hiding in the background is like... I'd rather it do the thing, I guess, Paragon and Renegade, where it's like, you're very clearly going for the bad ending here by being ultra douche kill every innocent in your way. But like, you know that, and it's super obvious, whereas like, if you just play a game regularly and you don't know about the good ending and the bad ending, and you get to the end and you got the good or the mediocre ending, then it's just like, eh. It's basically like getting two different games at that point. You'll not find that in a AAA. Which is why I'm saying they shouldn't have the shitty gotcha, good ending, bad ending thing if they're going to make it such a chore to get it. Let's see. If you put on God mode on my character, would the tentacle and the wharf still kill me? I don't think it does damage value, so I assume so. If I don't know, we can try it at some point. Like, oh yeah, that's a great example, actually. BioShock. BioShock has an absolutely wonderful system of getting the good and the bad ending. At least BioShock 1, which is either you kill the little sisters for a more of an immediate reward, or you save them for a delayed, reduced reward later, but then the good ending. It was super obvious which ending you're going to get, based on kind of the morality of your actions, and you could plan on it. And it didn't feel shitty. And also, kind of the good endings and the bad endings made sense. Whereas, like, with Dishonored, I guess maybe I'm kind of in a bad perspective from this, because I got the bad ending, because I was just playing the game as it was intended, because I didn't realize there were multiple endings, because I was playing it on a train without any internet to begin with. So yeah, I was just going around assassinating the shit out of people, and every once in a while I get caught and stuff like that. And, you know, I was using my dark powers, which was like turn into a horde of rats and like bite people to death and stuff like that. If I remember, it's been years. I definitely killed somebody with a horde of rats at some point. And I got the bad ending, even though, like, for the most part, I was just playing it how the game had kind of set itself up. And it's just like, oh, but you used the bad skills too many times. And I'm like, what? And it would be so much more compelling if it's just like, what's a good example? I guess, you know, there were innocent NPCs that were helping you out. You know, random side people that you could help. And maybe you could, like, screw them over for, like, a bigger reward on your end or stuff like that. And, you know, that would be a very obvious way to get the bad ending. But, hey, you know, whatever floats your boat, versus just, like, you got caught too many times and murdered too many people. And it's just like, well, bad ending for you. And it's like, I don't know. Okay. Oh, I am really, really overheating here. Let's see. Do we do one more run like this? I think I'm gonna have to